Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes.
Mayor?
Oh, man, I was like, oh my God.
Okay. Mayor? Mayor Crawford, we're now live, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
I won't tell you this story right now. Live. Good morning, everyone. We're live. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Village of Ruidoso and the City of Ruidoso Downs Regional Wastewater Treatment Plant Joint Use Board Meeting at 10 a.m. December the 15th. Could we get a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Chair Crawford?
Here.
Mayor Holman?
Here.
Counselor Cornelius?
Here.
Counselor Jackson?
Here.
Joey Jarvis?
Here.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and we need a motion for today's approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Counselor Jackson?
Aye.
Counselor Cornelius?
Aye.
Chair Crawford?
Aye.
Mayor Holman? Joey Jarvis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a few items on our agenda today. The first one is discussion and possible action on approval of minutes from the November 16th, 2021 regular meeting. Do we have any comments? If it's okay, can we get a motion for approval?
Mr. Chairman, move the approval of the minutes as presented.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call, please. Bertha?
Counselor Jackson?
Aye.
Counselor Cornelius?
Aye.
Chair Crawford?
Aye.
Mayor Holman? Joey Jarvis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, item number 2 is discussion and possible action on contract with Miller Engineers, DBA Souder Miller and Associates for the Village of Ruidoso Wastewater Treatment Plant Solar Project Funding Application and Development Planning in the amount not to exceed $59,750.00, excluding gross receipts tax. And we have Mr. Boyda here today to discuss it. Do we have anybody on, Eric, to discuss it?
No.
Okay.
No. Chair Crawford, members of the board. So last meeting, you had directed us to enter into a contract with Souder Miller and Associates for them to help us with both looking at what type of land acquisition or leases we might be able to acquire and to try to develop the best project, and then to apply for that project with the EPA's Clean Water State Revolving Fund. So this time and materials contract will have Souder Miller help us perform that process. We've got it to an amount not to exceed that $59,000. We have two options for funding. Either taking the funds from cash reserve, or we're going to be advertising for the fine screen project that we budgeted the $2 million for this Sunday. So we don't even have an engineer locked up. So we could also just basically take the money from the
Borrow it from that.
and then in the next fiscal year we'll restore
Pull it back.
So either option, is viable, but we'd want to do whatever you guys recommend.
Okay, is Judy on?
She said she was going to be on.
Yes, sir, I'm on.
Okay, so you heard what Eric just said?
Yes, sir.
So in the Joint Use Board Fund, we can do it out of general fund, or we could basically borrow it from the other plan that's perceived, or that we're planning. And
Yeah, so you can actually borrow it from that project, or you could budget it from the cash reserve in joint utilities.
okay, strategy-wise, is there any advantage one over the other?
It would probably be easier to just pull it from the fine screens project, because, it's already in the budget, and, I believe the Downs has already, made their budget obligation within, their parameters, and Mary was okay with that when I talked to her.
Okay. You're okay with? All right. Does anybody have any questions of Eric and of Judy or? Okay, we're good. All right. You guys, somebody want to propose a motion?
Mr. Chairman, move to approve the contract for the Village of Ruidoso wastewater treatment plant solar project funding application and development planning with Miller Engineers doing business as Souter Miller and Associates in an amount not to exceed $59,750 from funds to be acquired and replenished from the Fine Screen Fund.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Oh, Mr. Chairman, and also let it be noted that this amount was excluding gross receipts tax.
Okay. Is that okay with you, Joey Jarvis? The
Yes,
addition?
sir.
Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call, Bertha.
Counselor Johnson,
Aye.
Joey Jarvis,
Aye.
Counselor Cornelius,
Aye.
Chair Crawford,
Aye.
Mayor Holman.
All right. Finally, after how many years?
whole
We're
bunch.
really moving forward.
We're gonna,
Oh, Lord. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay. Isaac, we have the monthly report on the regional wastewater treatment plant.
Mayor and councilors, we've been running good. Flows have been pretty low. We did complete 2 basins worth of filter cleans last month, and that went safely, and we got through it, and that'll prepare us for the winter and any type of visitors that come to our village, so we'll be able to handle those flows. The next one will be in the spring. We've still been removing over 99% of everything that's coming in. Our flows have been pretty comparable to last year, November's, so we didn't really see an increase or decrease. Our fog results, the end of the Mountain Gods, they had a 17.4, for Palmer Loop, 27.4, and Apache Travel Center, 12.5. For an FYI, I do have a new gentleman that will be taking over the fog inspections, the grease trap inspections, and his name is Jesus Lopez, Chewy Lopez, but instead of Tommy McCarthy, it'll be Chewy Lopez now.
Okay, so he's going to be actually doing the restaurants,
Yes, sir.
inspections and all that, and making sure that we have proof that they've been pumped, and then
Yeah.
also on Mescalero?
Yes, and he's gonna get with Adam and Marty about Mescalero.
Okay.
About going to, because he feels like he should be able to go to the travel center and pop theirs up. But like I told him, that's a different situation that we'll have to,
Well, I think
Get a
that
hold
we
of
need cooperation out of that, or we'll have to go to other measures,
yes.
because it's obvious from looking at their results, that we need to be on top of that, and
Yes,
as well
sir.
as they do. So I know they've been making progress from what I see. Thank you.
No, and he's been doing good. He already went out and he's already gone to pretty much all the restaurants and introduced himself and has already looked at all the grease traps and inspected them, and so hopefully he can get with Marty and Adam about possibly having repercussions against people, or maybe some tags made up if he goes and they're closed, just to show that he came and made an attempt to contact them, things like that. We're gonna supply all those for him, but I think it's gonna be a good process. And he does speak Spanish, so there can't be the excuse of not knowing Spanish, so that's a good thing.
So Isaac,
Yes, sir.
other than on the reservation, do we have other problem restaurants that,
We've had areas where Marty expressed concerns about, and those were some of the places that I sent him to first.
What are they?
I think it's by the Albertsons type area. somewhere right there. And I don't know if it's Paraíso or.
Mauricio's or
Or Allsup's.
Allsup's,
Yes,
because
sir.
they do a
It
lot
could
of
be that
grease
whole
right there.
area Right there.
Well, I mean, if there's something we can do to help, I don't mind writing a letter, and especially with the Allsup's people, you know, they're calling us every day right now. Put in a travel center that looks like they're gonna be 6 months in the making on, so this is part of the participation. We're talking about being a neighbor, you know, and a good neighbor at that. So, I mean, let me know if there's some people in the restaurant business that I can go talk to.
Yeah, and that would be great, because he did express some concerns about maybe having a letter or something with some sort of repercussion if they don't get it done. Because he did have some people say that, you know, the cost is, it's so high dollar, and they haven't had the people coming into the restaurant, but I don't know about that.
Well, and I understand it because I'm in that business, and
Yes,
so,
sir.
you know, it used to be $60 every 2 months to get the little one pumped, and now it's $140. You know, it's cost of doing business, unfortunately, just like my labor went from $9 to $16 an hour. You know, elections have consequences, is what I tell them, you know.
Yes, sir.
Mine included, but I'll be happy to go talk to them, and a lot of times it's, they just blow us off.
Yeah,
So, Isaac, in the ordinance, do we have good enough enforcement penalties or something to get their attention? Do we have a way to do that?
and that's where, once he's done with like I said, he already introduced himself. Now he's gonna get with Adam and Marty and talk about the problematic places, because he did find a few. And then hopefully we can move forward from there on any kind of ordinance.
Well, if you don't have strong enough enforcement,
Yeah, they won't do
let
it.
us know.
Okay,
So if we need to change an ordinance or policy some way, we'll need advance notice a little bit. But
yes, sir.
let's get that done before you start having those arguments.
Okay, and I have been noticing, because, I mean, they are cooperating, because normally we would have foam a foot deep, and we really don't have that much, so I know that it is helping.
Is it just because of temperature? That you don't have the foam?
Normally, we would have foam because of the temperature being lower, but,
Oh, because of it being
yeah,
low.
but I think it's actually because people are pumping out their grease traps a little bit more regularly than before. So we are seeing a positive outcome of this, so I think it's a good thing to have this grease trap inspection.
Yeah.
And I'll get with our PIO again, with all the people coming into town, about not washing their grease out in the sink.
Yes, sir.
Because I know some of the short-term rentals, being a former short-term rental owner, that they would just wash it down the sink, and then you'd have a sewer problem 2 weeks later, and then that just goes to you.
Yes, sir.
Put in there that we're gonna have to raise their water bills enough if we have to
Yeah,
pay
that-
filters.
Yeah, that's $17.
Yeah, we're gonna take it back.
Anyway, I'll be happy to work with those. If you'll help me craft a message today, and then just give me that list with some backup data, like, you know, this few months reports from that area, and then I can reach out to those people and just tell them that these are the things we're seeing and we need their help.
What I can do is set it up for the next JUB, and we'll go,
Well, that'll be January.
yeah.
I'm talking about you get it to me, and I'll call these people in Ruidoso.
Okay, I'll get with that gentleman today and see which places he did kind of have problems with.
Yeah, and then we'll try to isolate them, and we don't know for sure, but I'll just reach out and let them know this is what we're seeing, because this is when we're gonna have all these people in Upper Canyon,
Yeah,
and a lot of business in town, so they need to just be aware of it.
okay, I will get that accomplished.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Oh, I just had one, Isaac.
Yes, sir.
More for my education. When we list out the normals, we have fog at 0 to 40. Now, is that milligrams per liter?
Yes.
Is that a 30-day average then? Is that what that number?
You know,
Because then below, we have fog at milligrams per liter at less than 20. And I just wondered, is one an average and the other just a spot check, or?
this is just a spot check. You know, it can actually be really high or really low. It's just
As
a
we
grab
know.
sample. Unless we had a sampler that we could set up and do a 24-hour composite sample, that would just be for 24 hours. But this is just a grab sample.
It's a spot check?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
So it can either be really high or really low. You just
No,
never know.
We've seen it that way, certainly.
Yes.
Do we have the ability to do those 24-hour checks?
we would have to have a sampler set up with a lock, and, the way how we have it in the manholes, it would be unsafe, just because somebody might, maybe try to remove it or things like that.
Okay, yeah. I just wondered for the problem ones, if we had a
Yeah, that would
good,
be nice.
solid information.
Yeah, maybe we'll look into that as well. Somehow figure out a way to do it safely.
And you're checking it at the manholes,
Yes, sir. We're
so
checking.
you can't tell whether it's El Pariso, Albertsons, or,
No, you can't, because it's it's the trunk line that they're having.
Well, now, what our guys have told me in the past, when they've done the cleanouts in Midtown, they could tell where it's coming out, because my sewer dropped off here when they clean it out.
Yeah,
They would tell me, hey, we can tell you're using it, when I was looking for my receipt before, this is years ago. They'd say, well, we know you're clean because we can see it.
yeah.
So we can't do that there?
I'm pretty sure, and I know, Marty's team has been, rotting this week, so I can ask and see where they found problems at.
Because where their sewer drops into our main or ties in, they should be able to see something.
They know which ones, and I'll talk to Marty.
That's what I
about that.
wanted, is just that proof, so,
Okay,
yeah. And then if Marty needs to call me, call me.
okay.
because if we're gonna do enforcement, we need good, solid evidence.
Yes,
to-
sir. And there's some that, Jesus said that, they're cleaning it out themselves, but that's not, I don't know about that.
Well, then, I understand that, because I've done that too, when there was a delay and we needed it, and we put it in, bags and put it in the dumpster. And hauled it to solid waste. That's what the solid waste director said I could do. I have done that before, I don't know. I mean, I don't have any problem with some guy changing his own oil,
Right.
in his car. But that's what I'm saying, if we could go in and find out, if they are doing that somehow, either by checking it, where it dumps into the main or, arterial line.
Okay.
But anyway, and I don't mind talking to them, and so just visit with them, and if they have some questions, just tell them to call me.
Yes, sir. I will do that. Anything else?
Nope, looks good, Isaac.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Okay, I had not about this, but another question.
Oh, yes, sir.
When and who are we doing the TMDLs? Because we got to get that through the state. Is this?
That is gonna be, I'll let him speak to
So
that.
we got to do the state and the feds before the end of July, I believe.
So, Chair Crawford, Chair Crawford, members of the board, in our upcoming, water resource engineering that's advertising on Sunday, we've included the professional services for helping us with the new iteration of the NPDES permit. So we should have them under contract, here early this year.
Okay.
And so it's a little tight of a schedule, but we should still be on track.
Yeah. we just-
Molson and Corbin will get a hold of the NMED as well as EPA. They'll take over the whole thing, kind of like last time, and we'll just get them all of our data that they need to, write everything up.
Well, last time it was less than smooth.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We had to have the hearings
Hopefully this one goes smoother.
in Santa Fe and in Dallas.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm not knocking Mosen.
No.
We've dealt with them a bunch, and you really have to make sure that they understand that you're pushing that. Is Jerry the one in charge of that part too?
Chairman Crawford, we don't have an engineer set up, so we're advertising for an engineering firm.
Oh, okay,
And so that person has not been selected yet.
okay. So Mosen has nothing on specking it or nothing like that. They could actually bid on it.
Yes, so they'll be able to put in a proposal for providing those professional services.
Okay.
Are you going to put deadlines in the,
Yes,
contract.
so that's gonna be one of the first things that we'll push for whoever wins that. We've got 3 separate lots of projects, and the wastewater treatment plant is one of the lots, including this permit. That will be our number 1 priority for that lot.
that one may need some liquidated damages on it just to make sure they get it done.
Sure. Okay, we'll look at that for, permit-specific, components.
Okay. Anything else? Joey?
We're good here.
Yep. Anybody?
Have
Okay.
we heard anything from Mr. Sugarman lately?
No, I haven't. Have you heard anything, Eric?
Hopefully he's just on a beach in Mexico or something. and
Yeah.
Hanging out. I don't know.
Getting his mailbox money or direct deposit and not even worry about it.
There we go.
All right. So, do we have any reports from board members? Mr. Jarvis?
No, sir.
Mr. Mayor?
No, sir.
Gentlemen? No?
Sir.
Okay, we don't have anything there. We don't have anything for closed session. Ms. Bertha? So, only have one thing. I was wondering who put these packets together? I've got, Manager Dodge's receipt from the Sheraton Hotel in Albuquerque. Okay. And I've got a customer's bill in here too, so, anyway, I just was curious if anybody else. Wow.
No, ours, this one doesn't have.
Okay, I got the,
So,
well, maybe my luck's changing.
that's right.
Sounds like lottery time to me.
It's an informal audit.
There you go.
Just to see
Yeah, see if it works. All right, there's no further business. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen,
All right, thank you.
ladies. Thanks, Mayor.
See you again, Mayor.
You too.
Well,
Yeah, we're just working on
That was easy.
plumbing issues at the track and my food and beverage director.
They're